This video is brought to you by Soccer.com, North America's largest online soccer retailer. Don't forget to use coupon code 1SR4U13 at checkout for free shipping within the US on any order of $100 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the brand new Umbro Geometra 2 Pro in the Sulfur Spring, Dark Navy, and White colorway. So I'll get the shoes out of the box and get this box out of the way. And I have to say that I am thoroughly impressed by this particular release from Umbro. I wasn't a huge fan of the original Geometra. I felt like the design was a little bit too clunky and the overall fit of the shoe wasn't as good as it could have been, whereas the Geometra 2 is pretty much a complete redesign this time around, and I feel is much improved in pretty much every respect. The overall design is a lot more streamlined and a lot less bulky this time around, and the quality of materials used on the upper is absolutely fantastic, not to mention that the fit is much improved and it's just a much more comfortable shoe overall, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the on-feet portion of this video. As far as the upper itself goes, it uses a combination of natural premium kangaroo leather and of course synthetic materials. The kangaroo leather spans the entire yellowish/green section on the upper itself, and honestly is some of the best quality kangaroo leather you're going to find on any shoe currently on the market, period. It is that good. You can see that this is a brand new pair from right out of the box, and it is ultra flexible, ultra soft, has a good amount of thickness to it as well, and like I said, for a shoe that's right out of the box, that is pretty impressive. So I'm really happy with the overall leather quality. You're going to get a nice custom fit, and it should have some good stretch to it as well, allowing you to get a very, very comfortable fit after break-in time. Not to mention that the soft leather is going to provide a great touch on the ball. The rest of the shoe, as you can see, is made from a synthetic material, wrapping the ankle and heel area of the boot, whereas the instep features a different type of synthetic called the A-frame support cradle in the shape of a letter A, as you guys can see. And this white synthetic is a slightly thinner, more rigid material, designed to really wrap your foot and hug everything inside of the shoe, keeping everything locked in place when you pull the laces tight. These two kind of navy blue pods on the instep here act as control elements for the Geometra itself. They are memory foam pads. You probably can't see it, but they actually do have some pretty good thickness to it, as you guys can see there. And there's actually these little zigzag patterns going over top, which you probably notice on the rest of the upper as well. This is a rubberized coating that Umbro has placed on there. Kind of has somewhat of a sandpaper texture like to it, and it's very, very thin, as you guys can see. It doesn't add very much bulk to the upper at all, and they're saying that it does enhance grip, which I believe, because it does have some pretty good grip to it to the touch, and it also acts as somewhat of a wet control element, so I'm very curious to see how it is going to perform, as well as these fairly thick memory foam pads here on the instep. So you can see you have these little zigzag patterns going throughout the entire upper of the boot as well. Again, I'll give you as close of a look at it as possible. Has a little bit of a sandpaper texture to it, like I mentioned, and like I said, kind of a similar idea to the Predator LZ, but on a much less bulky, implementation of grip on the upper itself. So very interesting technology, and we're going to see how it does perform. Very excited to give this a try. You can see you do have slightly off-centered laces, with the laces being pushed to the outside, a very thin synthetic tongue, and the heel liner itself is made out of a slightly very soft, almost suede / nubuck material going around the entire heel and ankle collar on the inside. So very soft and should provide a very, very comfortable fit. I'll grab the insole for you guys so you can see that. The insole is synthetic on top as far as the liner goes. It does have a little bit of perforation through it, not all the way through, just little dots on there, kind of more of a design thing more than a functional thing. And then the actual insole itself is made out of a Phylon EVA foam. Phylon is basically more high quality foam. That's all you really need to know. Just know that it is a very high quality insole, and you do have your pour-on insert here in the heel just to provide that little bit of extra cushioning, but for the most part a fairly low profile insole. As far as the sole plate and stud pattern goes, it is your standard TPU stud pattern, and the sole plate and stud pattern itself is exactly the same as to what we found on the original Geometra. Nothing has changed here at all, not even the design or the overall look of it. So you do have these little bit of a dimpled texture or matte finish on the bottom, which really is there for looks more than anything. And the stud pattern itself is all bladed, as you guys can see, with your kind of conical pattern here in the middle, with 4 studs making up a circle shape, as you guys can see. The 2 studs in the middle, if you didn't know, are a little bit shorter than the ones on the outside, and the blades themselves are actually fairly aggressive. This is a stud pattern that is very similar to what we saw on the original Maestri and the Maestri 2, for those of you guys that can remember those shoes. And it does actually perform really, really well in terms of providing good multi-directional grip, and does have a fairly aggressive stance to it, as you guys can see there. But that's pretty much it as far as the unboxing portion of this video goes, and move on to a quick weigh-in so you can see how light these guys are. The Geometra 2 Pro is a shoe that I expected to weigh in somewhere around the 10 to 11 ounce mark. But both in hand and on feet, the shoe actually feels a little bit more lightweight than that. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. And I'm going to throw that on the scale. And you can see that it weighs in at 8.95 ounces. So relatively lightweight for a shoe that has pretty much a full kangaroo leather upper and a very solid construction. Definitely less than I expected it to be, and overall a very good thing. That's pretty much it as far as the weigh-in portion goes, and I'll move on to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit. Alright, here's a look at the Geometra 2 Pro on feet. And from right out of the box, this is a very comfortable pair of shoes. As I mentioned earlier, the leather is super soft and flexible from right out of the box, but the shoe will require a little bit of break-in time just to allow that leather to kind of stretch and form to your feet. This A-frame support cradle on the instep really does a good job of hugging your foot and holding everything in place, and it actually fits a lot tighter than you might expect a shoe of this type to actually fit. Probably one of the tighter fitting leather soccer shoes currently out there on the market, in my opinion. It does have that off-center lacing system that really does a good job of keeping the shoe nice and secure through the midfoot. It isn't an overly wide-fitting shoe at all. You do have a decent amount of width in the forefoot and toe box area, but like I mentioned, that midfoot really does hug your foot pretty tightly, which is generally not something that you would want if you do have wider feet. So for the most part, if you do have wide feet, probably not the best option for you. Although I can't really comment too much because it is a kangaroo leather soccer shoe and it will fit differently after break-in time than how it fits right now. As far as sizing goes, the fit is absolutely true to size. I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and length is absolutely perfect. So if you do intend on ordering a pair for yourself, I absolutely recommend going true to size for the best possible fit. Well, that's pretty much it as far as the on-feet portion of this video goes, and we'll move on to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing plus on-feet video of the Umbro Geometra 2 Pro. Really excited to get to wear these guys. It's definitely a shoe that's going to draw comparisons to the CTR 360 line from Nike, as well as the current line of Predator LZs. So I'm very curious to give these guys a try. The full review should be up on my website hopefully in the next 4 weeks or so, once I get some time to test these. The direct link will be found down below in the description. In the meantime, on that review page, you will find the high quality images of this exact pair here to give you a better idea as to how it actually does look in person, as well as buy it now links with the best prices online, including some exclusive SR4U coupon codes. If you do have any questions regarding this shoe, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you guys could leave a like on the video as well, it would be greatly appreciated. If you did enjoy today's video and you would like to see daily videos on all the latest soccer gear, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Any questions you guys have not related to the video, go ahead and ask that on the SR4U Facebook page. Again, link can be found down below in the description. And one last thing, if you guys do want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram account name is VujoJosh. You can go ahead and look me up, or again, the link can be found down below in the description. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.